everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'm gonna be doing a mini Lyft series as I have about 250 rides and I transferred to another state a few months ago, so I wanted to just speak a little bit more about my experience, especially with the Lyft Express, which is also known as the Lyft rental, which is available in a couple major cities. You'd have to check with lyft.com to see if it's available in your city. So the rental that I'm currently in is a Toyota Corolla, and it's from 2017 or 2016. It does cost after taxes in my city $266 and a minimum of 20 rides. So basically what that means is I try to get the 20 rides in the first night of my rental week, which is Fridays. So if I can get it in within my first 24 hours of the weekly contract, it'll be better for me, because then most of the money is gonna go towards, sorry, there's a car like coming behind me. This is an active street behind me, but it is the best way I can get the best lighting for the videos in my city currently. That's not in my other vehicle. So back to what I was saying. So for $266 a week, you divide that by 7, I believe it's about $38 to $40 a day. And within those 20 rides, if you get them done in the weekend, you get them done pretty fast. And then after the 20 rides, then I can focus on making money for myself. So I do have to pay the $266 weekly. The first week, if you start like midweek or any other day that's not on the first day of the week, then it is prorated. So my first weekend, it was prorated to about $70 because I started on a Friday. And so my week goes from Friday to Thursday. So this is a Thursday. Well, this is technically, yeah, today's already a Friday. So now my second week started. But what is different with it is that Lyft's week starts on a Monday and ends on a Monday at like 4:59 in the morning. So the $266 pay comes out starting the following Monday. So like literally all the money that I'm making this weekend until Monday morning goes in my pocket, and then anything starting Monday morning at 5 a.m. is gonna go towards Lyft Express leasing payment until I reach $266, and then I start pocketing everything else myself, which is really nice. During my onboarding process, the gentleman that was giving us the briefing or orientation had said that he has a driver that does about 14 hours a day, which is the legal limit that Lyft will allow you to drive at one time. So I learned this the hard way, that you can do like 5 hours on a Wednesday, 5 hours on a Thursday, and then 4 hours on a Friday, and then automatically that's your 14 hours, and then Lyft will log you out. And it will log you out for a mandatory of 6 hours after 14 hours of driving, whether it's consecutive or not. So every time you log out of the app and you log back in, that's like technically kind of adding to your time and like pushing you back a little bit. But also, who wants to be on the road for 14 hours a day? Like, that's pretty freaking intense, especially if this is only supposed to be like a side hustle for people. And again, I apologize for the lighting. Like, I don't have the best setup right now, and it's like pretty dark where I am, and you can only see like half my face, and if I move it gets like really bad quality. So I divided the 2,000 by 7, and that comes out to about $285 a day. So now imagine if I am driving 7 days a week, 14 hours a day at $2,000, gas is $140, and then gas is $140 about, that I've been putting in like $20 a day into the tank depending on how much I'm driving. And then also I have to include $266 for the rental, so that would put me at like $1,300 right after like those two major expenses, not including like cleaning the car and water and all these other things that I would do for the car. But I also noticed that having like water and candy in the car doesn't necessarily add more tips, at least not that I know of. But maybe I can be friendly. So I just did the math for $266 And at 20 rides, that means that each ride is costing about $13.30. On average, I think I make, depending so far, about $10 a ride. But the more rides that I give, the more incentives that I have. Earlier this week, they also sent out an email saying that the rental rewards are going to change because I think that they're ridiculous, first of all. But we're very lucky to have them in the first place, because before, when Lyft Express rental driving started, they didn't have rental rewards like they do for people who use their own cars. This is my first official week using the rental rewards. I like it, but I don't like the car that I'm in. I don't like the way that the vents are made. I don't like that the doors auto open when you put the car in park. I don't like that I can't control which door locks, because then I have all these male passengers constantly trying to sit in the front. And it's kind of annoying, and I think it's more annoying for protection. Kind of like, I'm weary of like drunk men sitting in the front seat. But at the same time, I was reading some comments in this Facebook group that I follow, and basically a lot of women said that like they don't care where people sit, they can sit wherever because they're paying for a service in their car, and that you need to have 4 available seats as per your Uber and Lyft contract at all times. But I can still be weary of people be sitting in the front. And then also some other comments had said that they would prefer the person sit in the front so they can see what they're doing versus the person sitting behind them. And I get it, that kind of makes sense. And I also don't necessarily like people sitting directly behind me. Like, if you're the first person, sorry, there's like another car, and it's a pretty dark street, so I just, gonna keep looking behind me a few times, especially if a car starts to slow down behind my car and they were driving like super fast, because like the parking spot I'm in, it's an assigned parking spot, but literally no cars ever park here because I can see it like out my window, and like never, and I'm here at all times of the day and never. I have to find out if I can actually get this parking spot, but that is neither here nor there. Okay. So per ride, after you hit the 20, it's about $13.30 per ride, obviously including the taxes, because if you don't include the taxes, then really what are you doing? And gas on this car I think is pretty good. Usually I'll fill the tank with like $15 to $20 depending on where I get gas, because in some places in my city gas can be like $2.99 a gallon, and I've seen it as cheap as $2.34 a gallon depending on where I go. So that's always nice. And if you do the math for how many hours you're working at 14 hours a day, 6 days a week, that means that you're working 98 hours. That's literally, I hate that word, literally 2 full-time work weeks plus 8 hours of overtime if you do quick maths. But like, imagine having to work 98 hours a week and you're making average about $20 an hour before taxes in order to clean out $2,000 a week. So you're working like a lot of fucking hours basically. And then that's not including like obviously the maintenance, the gas and everything that you have to include in your car plus your bills. But that would be kind of cool to clean out $2,000 a week. So that means that you would be making 2,468. You would be making about $80 a month, not including taxes and everything. Like, I would be debt free pretty fucking quickly. But Lyft and Uber is not my goal to do full time. Like, I am trying to eventually work in my industry because I really want to call myself a historian professionally and academically, because that's always been like one of my goals. I don't know what kind of historian or in what like specific industry I want to be a historian, but regardless, a historian is a historian. That is a historian, right? So far I really like my Lyft experience. I'm really hoping that Uber will reapprove me in this city, even though it's been like 4 months of this agonizing process with this stupid background check. And in my new state, the background check is an extra step. Just like in California, Massachusetts, background checks go through a secondary step, and in that process they check for more things. Like I said in a previous video, I have nothing to worry about. I've never gotten a ticket or a citation. I've never been arrested, and I have a pretty clean record, like as far as I know. I don't really drink, I don't do drugs and all that stuff, so I honestly don't really have anything to be worried about. I've never been arrested. I'm pretty sure I said that already, but I mean, honestly, they can probably find anything, or anything could be on my record that would, or on anyone's record that would kick them back and you wouldn't know. But I have nothing to fear. I should be fine. It's just a matter of waiting. If you have any questions about driving Lyft in my city or in the state of New Jersey, or in general, like what's it like driving Lyft as a woman and as a woman of color, you can leave a comment below and I'll do another video in the near future. Peace out for now. I think after a second week I'm gonna do an updated video to see what's it like, unless obviously I get like a really crazy story that I would love to share, which I actually do have. I just don't feel like talking about it. I did do an Instagram post about it. I probably should just like read the Instagram post. I don't really like always having to talk about the shit that happened. I feel like once I talk about it a few times, like that's it, like just get over it. But it does help to share my experience, because I did have a super racist and sexist passenger, which was a man who sat in my front seat. Hence why I'm super fucking weary of men, especially drunk men, sitting in my front seat. And then the two other men who were part of the Lyft line, which is like Uber Pool shared ride, didn't do anything, didn't say anything. And I now need to consider getting a dash cam for my car, which I don't even know why I don't have one. Which I have to save up to get a dash cam, among other things, for safety reasons, obviously. Okay, so I'll probably do a video of that in the near future, so I'll see you later. Thanks for watching my video, and if you need a referral code, definitely use mine, and make us both money.